All right, everyone, they just won't give up the hype. They keep talking about Hillary Clinton and people close to her, like former staff and friends, people in politics, celebrities, and entertainers, as though they were entertaining the legacy media. Certainly, they're all either hoping that Clinton will run or speculating that she'll run in 2020 for the presidency. I welcome it. Considering what a freak show the last election was, it'd be 10 times better this time around. Oh man, the ratings on political commentary with regards to satirizing her craziness will be twice as popular. Because I'll tell you exactly what'll happen if Hillary Clinton does actually run. She'll backstab her way up in the rankings within the Democratic Party. She'll start out with 20% of the Democrats wanting her anyway, and the rest largely hating her. The problem is, because Trump is perceived of as weak, now I don't believe that as far as I can throw it, but hear me out. He's perceived by the Democrats as being relatively weak president because of his somewhat low approval, and they'll be watching that, I think, over the next year fairly closely. You're likely to have a very packed field. It won't be like in 2016, what was it? It was Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and some throwaway individuals who I like Jim Webb. I think he was the sane person that was running, but he never had a chance. O'Malley was a wedge issue, single issue, environmentalist and healthcare candidate. And then there was the other dude, Chafee, or whatever the fuck his name was, that was probably just there because he's like, hey, I'm on a presidential debate stage. Yeah, I'm not going to win. I kind of look like Professor Wurzel or something like that, but I'm here to bask in a little bit of limelight and sell some books. It's like a good career move. If you can get other people to fund a campaign that essentially just gives you a little bit of boost in publicity and you're writing books and doing columns and stuff, it's a great idea. There's no reason not to. What you're likely to see is a massive crop, an upswelling of Democrats. They're like, hey, with an opponent as weak as Trump, I can really do this. All I have to do is smash all these other people out of my way. And so they're all going to fight like wolves. Hillary Clinton starts off, if she runs, has 15 to 25, somewhere in there, percent of the support right off the bat. There are going to be, because she'll definitely use sex as a wedge issue. She'll say, hey, look, I'm the only super qualified person here. What other qualified Democrats, as far as experience, are going to be running? Who do you think is going to run? Bloomberg? Never served in politics, or I think. Or wasn't he mayor for like a term or something in New York or whatever? Okay, it's not exactly being Secretary of State. You're going to see philanthropists, so-called, again, running like a Bloomberg. You're going to see perennial senators, the representative crowd. Hillary Clinton will say, I'm Madam Hillary, and I've still got some people that need to kiss my ass because they owe me favors. She will backstab her way into prominence because in a packed field, what do we know about having 20-25% support in a packed field? Oh, that's how Trump got in there. See, what he did was he created a strong, a minority core, but a strong one, while he allowed his opponents primarily to not take him seriously at first and then attack each other. They had no strategic alternative to this. They had to focus on one another. They didn't want to tackle Trump. He browbeat them, and Clinton does the same thing. She insults, but she does it differently. She won't come out to your face and say that she thinks you're an asshole so much as she'll use some weasel words, and she'll say it in a roundabout way that sounds flowery so that nobody can actually attack her. And then if they do, they're sexist. She'll have that feminist component, some of the corporate neoliberals that'll be afraid of any social justice warriors that run, and she'll attempt to run the field. Now, I don't think this time around she'll be successful. I don't even think she'd win in the primaries. But my God, it would be funny if she did. So yeah, I hope that she runs. Like watching her fall down and have coughing fits and do the low energy campaign thing and stab a bunch of other Democrats in the back, making them unelectable because Trump isn't going to have to worry about other people attacking him and distracting him. All of his focus will be on being reelected against the Democrats. Until there's a Democratic opponent, an actual person who's won the primaries, it's just, hey, the Democrats in general. Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi are basically the faces of the Democratic Party. And he's going to use like Maxine Waters, Ocasio-Cortez, some of these other goofballs who are very far to the left, like authentic far left-wingers. He'll use that as a campaign issue too. He might even talk about like Al Franken and shit like that. So then, and Bloomberg with gun control. I'd be surprised, by the way, if Bloomberg actually made an official run. He'll probably talk about it and say, well, maybe Sorta, but I'm rich and old and white, so maybe that's not a great idea. What you'll end up with is a freak show in the Democratic Party that will weaken them as they go up against an incumbent. This is where incumbent advantage really exists. The incumbent doesn't have to worry about other people from within their own sphere distracting them, wasting their money and time. Doesn't have to debate them, doesn't have to do any of that, can simply relax and focus on the one opponent, which is someone who has simply been embattled. And the problem is this. In the pre-internet era, you would think, well, the fact that they rose to the top in a packed field is a good thing. It shows that they're a strong candidate. They're the one that rose above. They've had plenty of practice recently debating. All these other people have to kiss ass now. It's beneficial. The fact that it was a packed field is good. Not necessarily. Because in the internet era, when they get attacked at the debate, that attack doesn't go away just because the newspapers stop reporting it. Because we exist! Oh, the alt media! On YouTube and on blogs and places like that. Oh, so I guess that when Hillary Clinton's scandals are mentioned by her Democratic opponents, which they inevitably will be, someone will gun for her and won't softball her Bernie Sanders style. Bernie Sanders literally covered for her at the debates time and time again. Like, all the Bernie bros who think that he would have been capable of winning if he hadn't been screwed by the DNC, I don't even think so. I think he would have lost anyway because he pussyfooted around actually bothering to attack his opponent despite spending years attacking corporations and billionaires and stuff. He wants to, again, pussyfoot around the Clintons. It's very funny. I think Hillary Clinton has a lower than 50-50 chance of running. I think she realizes third time's not a charm within presidential politics. Not going to happen. Her odds of winning, if she were to actually run, and again, there's less than a 50-50 chance she does, sadly, there's like a 10% chance she would win the primaries. If she did, there's a 0% chance she would beat Trump. Because a lot of people are tired of dynastic politics. And if it weighed heavily on Jeb, especially, but also Clinton in 2016, what the fuck do you think it's going to do in 2020 when she's like, yeah, third time I'm running. Yeah, you welcome back to me again. I'm back. Come on, vote for me. Evil, sexist, racist, deplorable pigs. You're a horrible person if you don't believe the way that I do. By the way, I love Nancy Pelosi. Yes, that's going to be a wonderful strategy. You see, the problem is, the reason why the Democrats are going to have problems is they still don't really have a platform other than, as I discussed yesterday, they've fixated on gun control and impeachment. Well, they've already been focused on impeachment. It hasn't really helped them. Gun control always becomes less popular when you talk about it, because then people realize that it's not just common sense you're trying to inject. It's not, hey, all I want is for people who are criminals and lunatics not to have guns. Most Americans agree with that. But then they start talking about a million other things they want to ban, tax, and regulate, and then they show themselves for the losers that they really are. Hillary Clinton is a deeply anti-gun person, despite the fact that she, of course, is surrounded by armed guards. She's a racist. She is. She rambles about hot sauce in her purse and how someone is deplorable based on their voting trends. She's crazy. She'd fall over. She'd probably have a stroke up on live stage, leaving Trump unopposed, essentially. We would have gotten, by now we'd have President Tim Kaine if she had been elected. You do realize that, right? She's not in good health. I think health issues alone will keep her from running. She had another coughing fit a few weeks ago. She's obviously got chronic pneumonia or some fucking problem. So no, we're not going to have a President Hillary Clinton. There's no chance of that. If she did become the nominee, it'd be hilarious. She'd lose in a landslide. If you think that 2016 was bad for the Democrats in the Electoral College, wait until she fails to energize all those young voters in California that at least gave her the popular vote. We wouldn't even get that the next time around. That's about all. Peace out.